Hey everybody, it's Brox. I'm just putting together a quick Starfield video of something I just had happen to me, so I figured I'd share it with the community in case this hasn't been discovered yet. So I started my Starfield playthrough a little later than everybody else because I wasn't available to download it on Friday. So as you can see here, I'm level 4, but what I'm going to talk about you can actually do at level 1 um, because this level 4 comes from me doing some of the side content in this area. But I wanted to show you that I am at the very beginning of the game, just after the tutorials. So let me bring that back up. So if you come here and we look at where I'm actually at, I'm on the Crete Research Lab, where I have to go deal with the Crimson Fleet captain. If this is the same for everybody's game, this should have happened right after the tutorial flying combat encounter, and that is right after leaving the mining area, which is over here on this moon, this industrial mining outpost that we did from the starting of the game. This is generally the second area that you would come to. So what happened was I did my starting area, which, by the way, another tip for anybody who's watching this video, spoilers if you don't know, but you should always go backwards in Bethesda games. They always tend to hide things. Do a double take if you missed it. But in the mining area, they did the same thing they did in Fallout 4. There is a master locked chest in the mining area, so don't forget that once you get your master rank for your lockpicking. There's a chest in there that I'm sure has something special that's generally the same as they did in Fallout 4 in the vault. But also, when you wake up, you can actually go back down into the mining area, and if you didn't do this, there's a hidden alcove with like a exotic, unique material. I don't know what it's going to be used for, um, but it is down there. Then once you leave that area, you'll be in a short fight outside, and then you're going to be gifted your first starter ship. Your first starter ship is then going to take you into your first flying in space and space combat encounter. And then if it's scripted for everybody, you should end up here on Crete to deal with the Crimson Fleet captain. I don't know if this is procedural for everybody, if it's always Crete, if it's some other planet for everybody else, but for me it was Crete. But if this is the same encounter for everybody else, what happened was when I landed, let me go to my ship, you're going to notice this is not the same ship everybody starts with. This is not the Frontier. This is my level 1 ship. I will show you again. I'm only level 4. I haven't left the starting area. I can't actually leave this area until I do this quest and talk to this guy. It won't let me. But yes, this is my ship. So how did this happen? How did I get a fully decked out, fully kitted ship at level 1 with an insane cargo hold capacity and all this goodies? I will explain. So when I originally landed here, I landed here with my Frontier ship, the same one everybody gets at the start. And when I landed, a couple procedural events spawned. One of them was this ship landing roughly over in this area, so over there. And then I could see a couple other procedural areas on the map. So this abandoned robotics facility. There's another one over there. It's the pipeline substation. And over there was a level 10 boss. I did that as well. That's how I leveled. I actually went from level 1 to level 3 by defeating the level 10 boss over here. And that's just by using Vasco. So you can cheese. I'm just going to teach you guys a bunch of different ways you can cheese Bethesda games. So Vasco can pretty much solo everything in this area. So what you do is you just have him go in. He fights the level 10 boss. The level 10 boss will be him. All you have to do is run maybe like 50 or so kilometers away from the station. The boss will not leave its like invisible walled into the area. You just have to run out. Vasco will automatically res to keep up with your character, so you don't have to wait for him, like, 20 minutes for him to revive himself or whatever. You just walk away, he catches back up, you go back in, he starts fighting again. Once he goes down, you back up, you go back in. You keep doing that over and over and over again. Eventually, Vasco will kill the level 10 boss. It really wasn't worth it, but that's how you could do it. It got me 2 levels from doing so. Once I cleared that out, I then went over the ship that was over here. So you see ship landing site. So this is where this ship originally landed, was this ship landing site over here. And it had a lady and her pet. They had an interesting story. I was trying to learn how to use this mechanic, this scanning mechanic, and instead of hitting E to scan, I hit F, which attacked them. So then we got in a fight, and my last autosave was before I killed the boss. Lesson learned. So I wasn't about ready to do this whole thing again. I just sucked it up and said, okay, well, I don't know who that lady was. She's dead. And her ship was locked. It had an advanced lock on its hull door, so I couldn't get inside because it needed an advanced lockpick. But because I killed the level 10 boss over here, let me close this out. Because I killed the level 10 boss over here, I was able to use some of my skill points to get lockpicking, right? So you can attempt to hack advanced locks. And 2 auto attempts can be banked, right? So I unlocked this. And you can see that I have 1 successful pick. That is because I have this ship now. So what that then did was, while I had the ability to advance lockpick it, I didn't have an actual lockpick yet. They're very rare. They're not easy to come by. So I figured the only place left I could go to try to get one was over here and try to take this abandoned robotics facility down. This is how I got to level 4. So me and Vasco went over here. Now I'll teach you another trick with Bethesda games, which is sleeping is overpowered. And so while this place was heavily fortified and I have almost no health, no armor, no nothing, so trying to fight, 7 turrets and 25 guards at level 3 is a little challenging, especially when I'm playing on very hard, just to show you guys that. So you guys can see what I mean. If I go down to settings, gameplay, I'm playing on the hardest difficulty. So I was like, okay, we'll do this one by one. So what I did was I would take a turret out, and then I would try to take a guy out, and when my health got low, I just fast traveled back to my ship, slept for an hour, fast traveled back, took out another guard, another turret, traveled back. This way I'm not burning med packs, and you could just go back and forth. And slowly but surely cleared out this entire facility. And in the final crate, the chest for clearing it out was a lockpick, which I only needed 1 because it's a Bethesda game, so you can cheese everything. So then I went back to this lady's ship, and her hull door was locked, so that would be this right here was locked. And then I just quick saved right here so that I could continuously try. I hadn't done the lock picking yet, so I had no idea how it worked. And I only had 1 pick, so I knew I was going to fail it a couple times. But after 2 or 3 attempts of figuring out how that system works, I was able to pick this lock. Now, the challenging part that comes next is this entire ship is still marked stolen, right? So it's a stolen ship. Everything in here is stolen and contraband, which means that if I was to fly this, to the major city, I don't know exactly what would happen because I wouldn't be in my frontier ship, and I don't want to find out because if they just take my entire ship and throw me in jail, then I don't exactly know how to get back to my frontier ship at that point. I guess if I'm in a major city, I guess I go to the spaceport and just summon it back to me. I'm sure that's how it works. However, this is where the little exploit comes in. Because, and I'm almost positive this is only a circumstance at level 1. I do not think this is going to work after this quest is complete. But because I have not completed this quest, I am not actually allowed to go to a major city. I can't leave this area until this quest is done. I've tried. So when I get on my spaceship, I go up here. It won't let me fast travel anywhere. It won't even let me fast travel back to the original place that I started in. So if I go here, right, It says fast travel is currently unavailable to this location. Even if I'm in space in my ship, it will not let me go anywhere, even within this solar system. I have to finish this quest. So, because I can't actually leave this area, let me go back. What happened is when I did take it up into space because I wanted to see if I could fly it over to one of the star stations and register it into my name. I did look up online to say, like, yes, you can register stolen ships in your name, and then they're yours. But since I can't fast travel to anywhere, I was like, oh, okay, crap. So then I landed it back down, and when I landed it back down, I got a pop-up notification saying, this is now my new home ship. My other frontier ship has been sent into like my spaceship inventory, and this is now mine. So when I go in here and I look at things on the ground, I own all this. So it's not stolen anymore. All this stuff was stolen. All this stuff over here was stolen, but it's not anymore. This is all now registered as mine, even though I didn't register or pay the fee for it. And the cargo hold is 830. Is double what the Frontier was, which has allowed me to put everything in. And additionally, everything that was in the cargo hold from the lady prior to is also now mine. There's no contraband in here. She had, I think, some silver or something in here that also converted into mine from her cargo hold. So now at level 1, I have an 830 cargo hold, fully kitted out ship for traveling around. And if I wanted to, I'm sure, I can't tell you exactly how much because, again, I haven't played far enough to know yet. I'm sure I could just fly this to a space station or when I go to the city after completing this quest and just sell this ship. And I'm sure I'm going to have hundreds of thousands of credits. So this is probably one of the fastest and easiest ways to get an insane amount of money, level 1, or if you just want an insane ship with a big cargo hold, more than double the capacity of the starting ship that you get at level 1, then what I would recommend is land on Crete, and if you get the event that spawns, so if we come down here, if you get the event that spawns another spacecraft that lands next to you, so again, mine was over here at this spaceship landing site, then, I mean, unfortunately, kill the person that owns the ship, go do the other markers that may be around this area until you get a digipick, and then just save scum until you pick it, and then voila, this is now your level 1 uh, ship. Yeah, so there you go. Adding this clip in because I'm still learning this game. Literally, as I was making this clip, I found out how to bring up the shipbuilder even if I'm not at a shipbuilding station. This just goes to show you the differences between the two ships. So this is the new one, and you can see here the grav drive, the suppressor, laser missile, engine, shields. You can see the fuel, the hull, the capacity, crew 2, 18 reactor, shield 355, and its value, which is 75,000. So a lot less than I actually thought it would be, but 75,950. It does say unregistered, even though nothing on it is stolen anymore, so that's quite interesting. So I still do need to register it, but nothing in it, if it got scanned, would say that I have stolen or contraband items on it as it was before I left the system or the planet. So if we go over here, this is the starting ship. So now you can see my starting ship. You can see the difference between them. You can see that it has 1/3 the fuel. The hull is a lot smaller, so 452 compared to 366, but the big one, cargo capacity 450 versus 830. Both support 2 crew. This has a bigger reactor, has bigger shields, and then I'm not entirely sure the difference between balance and EM. There's a lot of unexplained stuff in the game, but yeah. So here you go, and you can look at the price difference. So 59,000 versus 75,000. But if I wanted to, I could just go sell the Frontier immediately, and I'd have 60,000. Well, whatever they would give me at the actual vendor. But assuming they give me 59,000 credits, there you go. That's how you have 60,000 credits at level 1 without having to do much of anything. So yeah, so check that out.